This is Dr. Mohammed Abdelkader Sheikh, the Director General for the National Council for Population Development. We're here for the Kenya National Population and Development Conference. The conference objective is to bring academia, researchers, and policymakers to have a conversation, to have a discussion, to share knowledge, to share experience, so that after this conference, we're able to at least come with the best policies and the best interventions which are based on evidence and research. So what Kenyans should expect is that improvement in our programs, improvement in our policies, improvements in our programming, specifically in terms of population and programming. So this conference had several thematic areas across the population spectrum. Among them is population size, structure, and age. It looks at issues to do with fertility and population growth. We looked at issues to do with climate change and environment. The conference was also looking specifically on issues to do with the demographic dividend and the youth bulge. We also had a thematic area on health and well-being, population health and environment, and specifically also we had issues to do with the changing family structure in this country. So those were some of the key thematic areas that were discussed and still being discussed in this conference. So for instance, if we look at the issues of population growth, size, and age structure, Kenya population is gradually and steadily growing since we got independence from as low as 8 million to right now about almost 53 million. And this will continue to grow for the next 50 years. But bulk of this population is a very youthful population, a very young population. And that is a population that requires an employment, that requires good education, that requires good health, and that requires good governance. So in this conference, we discussed on how we can capitalize or how we can harness the youth dividend or the demographic dividend, as we call it, so that how can we use the window of opportunity that will be in this period that our population will be having this very youthful population for years to come, so that at least we can make sure that we do heavy lifting during this period, so that as a country, at least in years to come, at least we've become a developed nation before probably our age structures change again. There are challenges in terms of funding, specifically for the population programming. Mostly the population program was on donor funded, majority donor funded, especially government implemented programs and other programs that have been implemented by other agencies. With the changing structures, especially in our country, especially we have been classified as a low middle income country, which has also changed the funding to our country. And this also has affected the population program. And that's why in these sessions also we had a session on funding for the population program. And what has been highlighted is that the funding, specifically for the donor, is declining. And so there's need to do domestic financing, specifically for the population program, in particular, especially like, let's say, family planning programs and programs of other interests, especially like looking at the surveys, the research, analysis of the population data, and many others that require funding. So my parting shot is that this conference is a conference that brings different opinions, different ideas from policy makers, researchers, implementers, civil society, and other Kenyans to have a conversation on population matters. So this platform is to share ideas, to share knowledge, to share experience on population issues and how can we address those issues in a holistic manner. So generally, I can say this conference, for the moment, has been very successful. And our intention is to have this conference after every 2 years, if funding allows. Thank you very much.